On the last part, Kid Goku and Kid Chi-Chi step up to the arena 8 years before their supposed first match in the 23rd Senkaichi Budokai. Goku lowers his power to match Chi-Chi's. However, he still triumphs as he shows off many of the techniques Cell had taught him. Roshi, after seeing Goku's performance, decides to go all out, even pulling out the Drunken Fist and eventually even the Lethal Thunder Shock surprise. However, unlike the original canon of events, Goku tanks the attack like a champ, catching Jackie Chun off guard and knocking him out of the arena. Goku is crowned the World Martial Arts Champion 8 years before his supposed first title. Meanwhile, Cell is confronted by Demon King Piccolo. Demon King Piccolo and Cell respectively power up as they prepare to go full power right away. As the dust settles, Cell and Demon King Piccolo prepare to lunge right at each other. How will this fight go? Well, these are all questions we'll answer today on Dragon Ball Z. Cell and Demon King Piccolo lunge straight at each other, their blows raining down, both not giving each other any ground whatsoever. Demon King Piccolo has a serious look on his face, however Cell was the complete opposite. He was laughing, grinning the entire time. Ever since his birth a few years ago, Cell has never had an opponent that could even give him remotely any challenge whatsoever. For Cell, this fight gave him a lot of exhilaration and joy. However, unbeknownst to Demon King Piccolo, Cell wasn't actually going at full power. In fact, he was using only about a quarter of it. Despite all the training that Demon King Piccolo has done in the hyperbolic time chamber, Cell was still way too far ahead. Keep in mind, this version of Cell is stronger than the Cell that confronted Piccolo and Android 17 originally. Even though Demon King Piccolo was already the nameless Namekian, he still hadn't undergone the same amount of intense training that the original Piccolo Jr. went through. However, Cell was still deriving a lot of enjoyment from this battle. Demon King Piccolo uses Mako-sen, basically a downgraded version of the Hell Zone grenade. As Cell focuses on the first Ki blast, the second and much more powerful one lands directly on him, literally blowing a hole in his chest. Cell coughs up blood, and Demon King Piccolo cheers inwardly. Had he done it? Had he finally defeated Cell? However, Cell merely smirks as he regenerates the wound almost instantaneously. Demon King Piccolo's jaw drops. Cell's regeneration ability was far more potent than his own. Cell decides to show off a little power. He couldn't underestimate Demon King Piccolo too much. Cell and Demon King Piccolo trade blows once again. However, this time Cell has the upper hand. Cell had thoroughly enjoyed this fight. However, it was time to end it. Cell lands a sucker punch right in Demon King Piccolo's guts, before appearing above him and kicking him into the ground. Cell then prepares Piccolo's technique, the Special Beam Cannon, charging it and then launching it towards Demon King Piccolo. Demon King Piccolo, who was too disorientated to dodge, gets hit by the beam head on as it plunges through both of his legs, rendering him immobile on the floor. As usual, Cell aimed for a non-lethal spot, leaving Demon King Piccolo heavily injured, but still alive. He was really looking forward to their next fight. Popo then comes to pick Demon King Piccolo up, as he brings them back to the lookout using the flying magic carpet. As Demon King Piccolo regains consciousness, he contemplates his options. It looks like the power gap between him and Cell was never going to close. If he was going to defeat Cell, he had to go down a different route. Popo suggests an alternative. He tells Demon King Piccolo of what he knew about his origins, of where he came from, what he was. And honestly, Demon King Piccolo wasn't really too surprised. He already had a lot of suspicions that he was an alien. Looks like he would have to pay his own race a visit. Demon King Piccolo and Popo uncovered the old spaceship that the nameless Namekian had travelled to Earth in. Demon King Piccolo enters the spaceship as he entrusts Earth to Popo's care in his absence. He then starts up the spaceship as he prepares to head towards planet Namek. How will things go for Demon King Piccolo? Will we be able to make it safely to planet Namek? And what will we be able to learn from the Namekians on planet Namek? And what will Cell do in Demon King Piccolo's absence? Well, these are all questions we'll answer in the next part on Dragon Ball Z.